Okay, so about a month ago, I graduated from Emerge School of Transformation, and I found out that I'm a seer. I'm also a scribe. Just me. Basically means I'm an author. But I started drawing, and I trace things, and then I put pictures on top of pictures. Like you can see, like it's a cutout, and then like I'll copy it on a copier, and like I'll put pieces together. Like there's a little girl in that hollow tree, and like this face is like, you can't even see it because it's a copy, but they're two faces facing each other, and this mindset is the tree, like the fig tree that's cursed, and then this mindset is like the tree of life and like the Trinity, like you get entangled, so I'm like leave the curse and come into the entanglement, right? There's my little forgot the word, tightrope walker. So then, so these all came to me like at totally separate times, and I just put them together today. And then just the other day, earlier in the week, I was really feeling like I was in a cave, and like the wind was pulling me back. So like I wrote here in like memories and like broken, and like I miss you for like the people I've lost. But then like outside the cave, you know, there's this tiny little path, and like the sun's shining, and it's like, you know, just come into the light. So that was just like where I was feeling that day, and I just wanted to express that. But again, today when I was putting all these pictures together, I don't know if I printed the one that I'm thinking of. So I print like so many things when I'm at work. Oh, but I did. So there's this picture that I found a little while ago about the tomb. So it's not a cave, it's a tomb that Jesus was in, right? It's really small, like that's the cloth, and that's like him coming out. And then he was like, put that next to that girl that you have in the tree, right? So then I started sketching things out to try to make them all the same size. So we have the tomb. This mindset is the girl, like, you know, and he's like, I already died for this. Like, you don't have to go through this. So then he's like, you know, come out of there. And like, he's walking with you, and you're going across. And then this is like, let go and let God. So like this person is the old like stuff that's he's already conquered that. And then on this side, I haven't gotten that far yet, because I want to talk about things that are like, that come with this new creation side. I also want to try to make those hands let go. So something that I've been really getting into is like the particle physics and neuroscience, and energy. So if you put all of those together, like you can break down matter, like everything has matter, everything is made up of matter. Well, what's matter? Particles. Well, what's particles? Molecules. What's molecules? Atoms. What's atoms? Neurons and electrons, and well, what a nucleus, and what's that? Proton and neutron. Okay, well, what's that? Guess what? Particles. Elementary particles are quarks, which are protons and neutrons, and fundamental particles are the electron. Nothing can get any smaller than that. They can't break those anymore. So that's it. There's like all different kinds of quarks, or quarks, I forgot how you say it. And you basically like have like different directions of them, but whatever combination of them, those are the things that make things. Even though they say like they say atom is the building blocks, or like protons and neutrons or something like that. And I think they say atoms is the building blocks, because you really do need to have the nucleus with a negative electron. So the electron is the smallest thing on that side. It's like this can't be broken down any smaller, but this side could be. So really they call the atoms the building blocks of stuff. Like if we can feel it, if we can like, if it's made up of something, it has atoms, right? Like cells, molecules, things like that. So, but when you break it down, like I said, you can get as far as particles. So, but okay, what do all of these things have in common? One trait that everything has is some sort of ability to move, whether it's a vibration or like a tiny little wave. Like there's light wave, there's sound wave, there's like movement, like there's something happening. That's what we call energy. So then you get into like, you know, that's supposed to be a mouth. It's like, okay, so there are particles everywhere, like in the air all around. You can't see them. They're just there. And when we're speaking, we're actually moving particles. Like our breath is moving the air around, and our feelings, like my increased heart rate is going to affect the air around me. My energy level, my emotional level affects my energy level. They actually have charts to show, like it looks like a little rainbow. Like you go up top and you get like higher like frequencies. Like your body itself actually vibrates faster in happier places. And they say like even you can get more things done, like you can achieve more when you're in this high achieving sort of mentality and emotional status. So you're definitely being affected and having an effect. And then the last one I drew is like this little brain. I really love brains. So that's thoughts. And that is going to change the way we feel. What we're thinking changes how we feel. Like if you're thinking a happy thought, you're going to be happy. If you're thinking a sad thought, you're going to be sad. It also changes what we're saying and doing. So like the brain is to me like the most amazing thing. And then you add energy to it and you're like, oh my goodness. And then you add the spiritual side of it, which I hope I have that last picture that I wanted to show you guys, which is, yes, it's right here. I want to put all of that in here somehow. Like, where'd my other one go? This is my first video that I'm doing. I just really felt like there's so many pieces of this and it's going to come together, and like I should keep track of how it all started. So this is the first video, even though I've been drawing these pictures and like they're just starting to come together today. So on this side, I want, you know, the old, like Jesus already died for this. So this you can let go and like he'll help you out and like walk with you. It's going to be like the throne room with like rivers, flowing waters, flowing water. And then this body right here, I really want to put something like this. And this is, it's like the energy that scientists know that we have as, you know, vibrating all around us. And this is the spiritual alignment. This is amazing because this happens like almost like intersections. Like, right, there's your brain, there's your heart, and I think your mouth. I lost that one too, but I want to put those in here too, like the brain. Here it is, found it. I want to combine these somehow, right? So like this person has this much energy, right? Which, you know, can go up and down depending on your, like I said, like your emotion, your thoughts, your feelings, what you're saying, what you're doing. You can not like super control it, but you can make changes. You can make changes. It's discipline. It's a lot, like I'm practicing this, like I'm learning about this, I'm practicing, I'm studying a lot of different things. So I would say that right now I'm like the tightrope walker girl who's like trying to get to the other side. Like, you know, I came out and like I got my like relationship with Jesus, and I'm really like really talking to him like every day. And now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to like, this is like the transformation place, like where your mind renewal happens, and like where your transfiguration and like you get to become a new creature. You get to become you already are. It's just like I'm conceptually realizing it. It already happened, but I'm like literally just figuring it out. So this is sort of me figuring it out, and this is how I figure things out in pictures. So one of the things that I wrote about this was, I think it's in my magnetic notes from one of the lessons I was learning from a woman named Rachel Jane at the Awakened School, I think is her name. Laura Jane? I forget, but she's amazing. She's Australian and she has a really great accent. So she was talking about, and she does, oh, that just fell. See what happens when I try to move. Okay, so she does a lot of little lessons that I'm really interested in, and I just, like I said, I just got out of Emerge School of Transformation, which is Shalise Jimenez, and so I've been listening to, I've like listened to over 100 of her podcasts. I have like over 100 pages of typed out notes of her. Like these are some of the other drawings that I've done or printed out, and then like I can't, okay, that Hamilton, I love Hamilton. Okay, but back to this other side of the picture that's not done yet. So in this magnet class that she talks about, I don't know how she said it, but it reminded me of, so I wrote down, it's like a mixture of your humanness and your godliness of spirituality. You have to be in a state of receptivity, which is what she talks about and teaches, to hear what is the real you, the mixture. And I called it, I've always called my true self a beautiful creature. Like, it's secret. Nobody knows it but me and Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit. But I want to draw it, right? Like I want to draw it with the energy field that science has proven is all around us and the spiritual connection. I want to see my beautiful creature in a drawing or like a, so that's where I'm at. And then I want to co-create as that new creation, listening to the Lord, obviously, on what we are going to co-create together, which is why it's called co-create and not just Susie create. And I want to hear what he has in store, because I think that this revelation is going to be really awesome. So I'll just share this one last picture for today's video, because it's just how my mind works. See, like I got that throne room up there, and then I had these rivers on the side, and then I was like, oh, it's a resting pool, and then there's like a waterfall going down, and like these two mindsets, like that one leads to death, and like that's like a tree of life, and like, plant yourself in there. And then I put the bodies there, and they're both like standing on earth, and like God's holding the earth. So that was one way I was thinking of it, but I really wanted to focus more on the minds, and they're so small in this picture. And I really want to be able to highlight the new creation and not just have them like looking at each other. Like you can't really even tell that there's people there, right? That's so faint anyways. And I really wanted to add this tug of war thing where it's like invisible but not imaginary. Yeah, invisible but not imaginary. And the let go thing with my little tightrope girl on top like that. And then, so that was another one that I was trying to put together, like the tomb and this, and like, see how I drew my Jesus? At first he was a girl, like with a girl body. Like these are how I find things. I see them in my head, and I go looking for the shape that they are online, and then I like trace over it, and I just make it my own. So I'm not like stealing other people's art or anything, but I'm taking the shape of it. So like this is a beautiful picture, and I would never want to take that and call it my own, but I would love to take that like image of like that mental picture and like let everyone kind of put their own beautiful, so when I draw it, it's really only just like that. You can barely even tell, like, right? It's just like the sketchiest little sketch. So it's, yeah, it's a lot going on in my head right now, and I really felt like I was supposed to share all this with you guys and learn how to start talking on video. And yeah, so that's actually my first face there that I drew with the tree coming out. I don't know if you can even see the face. See, it was so big at first, like it was a whole piece of paper, like just this giant brain. It's actually 2 pieces of paper. And then that was like the tree of life, right? And then God was like, well, how about the cursed fig tree, right? So there's my girl. And then I was like, oh, and I already had this tightrope walker up here. She's actually facing the wrong way here. You can zoom out and tell. She's actually going away from the tree of life and towards the curse. So I had to like flip her around. This is like my heavenly library. That's like my book of life, like magnifying glass. This is another visual I had. These are just, I didn't sketch this out because I just really wanted to like talk about how like Jesus went through pain too and suffering, and like people betrayed him, and then of course, he died and fought for us, and rose again. And then that's like the whole battle in our mind thing, and what we see is important. There's where that came from. And then I really loved that picture. I just wanted to add that there for no reason. Oh, this was another great lesson that I had the other day when I was like learning how to stay in the Lord. I know everything is reversed for you, and I'll try to figure out how to do that other ways. But blinders, bridles, and bits. So things that you don't want to like put in your life are these things like, well, what if they don't like me? Everyone already did that. No one will listen to me. I don't have the money or the time. And then at the bottom, I like put I do, like upside down, like, because it's a reflection font. So yeah, so so there's a lot of things that he's been showing me, and I'm just sort of drawing little swirly girls, and oh, there's my throne room flowing in the throne room with your, little points going down to the earth and being connected, all the way through. This is a prophetic word that I got, and I'll explain that in another video because it's really awesome. And then yeah, Hamilton, like I said, if you know Hamilton, you'll know what that is. Also have a cool picture. My daughter colored that one in. So I have 3 kids that I birthed. I have 2 steps, and then we have a couple extra living with us too, and 2 cats and a dog. So this is my closet. This is where I have to go to do like a few minutes of video recording while I work on this crazy stuff all day long and try to figure it out. But yeah, part of that picture, I also want to try to figure out how to put another mind in there. I was looking up synchronicity, like, oh, how do I show like our minds, like mind renewal and synchronicity? So I kind of want to have some ideas on that. If anyone actually watches this and they want to put things in the chat, that would be awesome and so great. But yeah, time's up. Here come the kids. See you next time.